Oh, hey, Aiden from Watch Dogs 1. Oh, hey, Aiden from Watch Dogs 1. Hey! I'm not saying that. Oh, come on. It's in your script. You have to say it. Nuh-uh. Did you just... Goddamn, I gotta admit, that was actually kind of cool. Hey, guys.
Get
I advise
out.
you to withdraw from our presence, you inferior spin-off. But my mainline game, I'm not a spin-off.
Fuck
Move.
off.
The Watch Dogs series is something that started out as, just this beautiful thing that end up being just straight up clickbait. Like, holy shit. I know cinematics and trailers tend to be a bit different from when you start actually playing the game, but it's like going straight from 4K monitor to a 1080p tablet. And despite the whole graphics letdown at launch, it ended up doing pretty good, and it even got DLC, and then it got a sequel, which is really good, don't get me wrong, but you gotta admit, it's a noticeable switch up from the first game, setting wise and mood wise, and not so serious with the story, but overall, it did pretty good itself, and it's a really good game. But then, the elephant in the room, the sibling nobody likes, the cousin everybody hates, this thing that should have been a spin-off or maybe just a better game, Watch Dogs Legion. Let me just call out the giant elephant in the room, play as everyone feature. This was advertised everywhere for this game. They brought it out like just like everywhere, and in theory it could be potentially really good, but obviously there's some things that presented itself that could cause some issues. And I will say, I wish they had invested into something else instead of this, because this system tends to lose its charm once you realize how often the voices are just like, yeah, a lot of the voices end up just sounding a bit more like samey, whether that's because the voice lines, like what they're saying itself, is like just the same thing but slightly changed, or it's just straight up is the same thing. Like you do a mission to help this guy's friend out, or you do another mission to help another guy's friend out, but it might be the same mission, it might be a slightly different mission, but some aspects of it is just still reused voice lines. So I get the point of, it's like, you're not going to be able to realistically have so many voice actors for a system that you play as anyone, so you gotta have like get a bit creative with it. But I feel like if that's the case, they should have just like not invested as much into like play as everyone feature. Yeah, a lot of the voices just don't sound that good, and there's some that sound really good, but a lot of the good ones would just be like the already like set characters. So like there's the dude from Watch Dogs, there's Aiden, right? He just sounds like come on, no one will ever complain about his voice acting. It's pretty good. Wrench has good voice acting. Like any characters from like other games like put into this game, they sound good. Like there's this one DLC character that has like the weird mind power thing. I forget her name. I don't remember her name right now. Along with Dorothy, I think that's the name of the assassin they give you. Her voice acting sounds pretty good, but also she still has like the same voice lines other characters would have when they're like, hey, they recruited someone, but she says like the same thing. I get you like want to keep it consistent, but if an Assassin's Creed character is saying welcome to Resistance, same as the 20 other characters, that just doesn't really help your case with the play anywhere system, because they lose a lot of their uniqueness with the voice lines, because voice lines is one way to like really add uniqueness to characters, but a lot of characters will just say like the same thing. It's like, yeah, I get it, there's a lot of possibilities that could happen, but when it's to a point where like you're a couple hours in and you're already hearing the same lines you've heard before that quickly, like why is because there's a line I heard with Wrench and saying, oh damn, look into yourself, you're a pretty weird guy, I like that. Only to find out he says that for anybody he recruits. You're a pretty weird person, I like you. And that just ruined it for me, because like they could have done such a good job with like the voice acting, but of course it's Ubisoft, so they're like, now we're gonna make this one actor voice all these other characters but not even give like enough of unique lines. Like the game's already has plenty bugs. You could at least like work a bit more on this specific part. Like, did all of the budget go to like London? Does all the games like uniqueness goes to just building London? All right, let's get into another issue with the play as anyone system. Now, let's say you wanna go get yourself a really good this is what happens. Say you do a really hard mission to recruit a really good operator, just to find out that there's one person that does the same thing or better, that's just chilling on the side of the road, or you go 100% apart in London and do like the main quest for that specific spot, just for them to give you a character that's the same person you just looked for. Look at this, guys. I found a spy. That must be pretty rare. There's a literal mission that just gives you a spy straight up. Yeah, and it's literally just the same abilities. Only thing that's probably different is like the fourth ability tends to be like a bit different. And the gun customization just generally just feels bad.
Well, that's just because it just doesn't exist. Like, all you can do is here's a stun gun, here's a stun shotgun, here's a stun SMG. Oh, you want like actual weapons? Hope little Timmy down the road has an LMG, or you mod that shit in yourself. Pick, choose, and refuse.
And you've probably heard Watch Dogs being called GTA with hacking at least once. And Watch Dogs Legion really feels more like GTA with hacking compared to the other games. And one thing that was removed that really like kind of made it a bit less unique is like the battery system. It's just not in there. It's like a cooldown based thing, and if you like use the cooldown, and if you like hack someone's phone once, it's on cooldown. And this mainly just like really tries to like say, hey, be careful how you use be careful how you use your hacks. So no spamming and the speed overpowered, but at the same time, the battery system really was pretty fun because like once you really max it out, you have so much battery, you can just do all this hacking, and you just felt like some hacking god, like you're what Pirate Software said he was. And I really miss the battery system, but also at the same time, I see the reason why they removed it, but also it kind of removed a little bit of the spirit of the game, because like it's really cool with the battery system, and I felt really overpowered. Maybe they could have like added a skill option where you could like either had a battery or a cooldown, or like have a specific operator that's like they have a battery system instead of a cooldown, and there's like certain things you do like want, because like of course for like battery you have to recharge. With cooldown you don't have to recharge, you just gotta wait for the cooldown to go down. And it's like a shame that at least didn't at least try to keep both of them in. But the game could be fine without the battery system. The combat is pretty fun, but it definitely has its issues. The amount of times you can try and take down someone just to start fist fighting them. I'm not kidding. You can just be ready to just like, I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna take you down. Whoops, I punched you. I punched you. Even though I pressed the button before you noticed me. But I will say once the takedowns do work, it's really fun just go around and stealthing around doing your takedowns. The takedowns for me was one of like my favorite things from this game. Like the different ways you just go and just knock out enemies. And while I will say some of them just like take way too long, they lose their whole like first time scene. Be like, oh damn, okay, yeah, cool, yeah. But then you try to be serious about it, and it's like, it's cool the first time, but it's then shit. I'm not using the saver again. I'm not really complaining on this spot. Just like an observation that's inevitable to happen, because yeah, it's kind of funny the first time seeing the granny do a takedown, but realistically, if you're to try like really be stealthy, it's not really viable because it take way too long. Especially if you're playing like the hardest difficulty, the resistance mode, you're really better off doing something like really quick. Hence why I really like the Assassin's Creed character, because it's pretty cool and quick, and best of both worlds, really cool animations and really quick. But other than that, takedown animations, I don't have anything too major to complain about them. Though I wish they felt a bit more like smoother because some of them feel a bit snappy. Mainly the if you were to jump down and do a takedown that way, it feels too snappy. You can't like jump down in a takedown. And I'd prefer if it was like Assassin's Creed, where you can also take down if you're like grappled, but you can't really like hold on to ledges. Once you press climb, you're just up there. And you can't like grab people behind cover and like stealth them that way. If you're near cover and they're near you, then you can like grab them. You can melee them that way, but yeah. There's obviously some like restrictions that makes the takedown like not that good, but it's still pretty good because animations are really cool. And the open world is just like your basic Ubisoft open world, nothing special. It's just a Ubisoft open world. The main thing that makes it a bit more better is just like London is so greatly done. It was so good, it made me realize how bad I was at driving in London because boy. But I will say there's a thing in a difficulty, one of the difficulty where if you collect skill points. Alright, so there's this mechanic in the harder difficulty resistance mode. If you were to pick up the skill points, you would end up being caught and Albion would be on your ass. Now, it's really important to get skill points so you can level up your tech and get really good benefits for yourself. The only problem is it gets just really annoying because every single time you pick up something that's tech points that's not in a restricted area, they get called on you, and in a resistance mode, it is such more of a pain in the ass to try and escape them. Like, one of the best ways to escape them is literally just jump into water because they can't swim. And it's just really annoying because it's not even just like, oh cool, you're just gonna really hammer it down. It's a hard mode. This is not hard, it's just annoying. Now, if you were to make it be like, oh, since you just start out, they're really on your ass. The more you like ease up and like fight back, it gets less and less. That would be so cool. But no, it stays like that like forever. Like you pick up this thing, boom, they're on your ass. Now I don't know if my game was bugged. Maybe my game was bugged and it totally did like go with how much you're beating them. But so far it doesn't seem like that. They just get called on you and they're after you. And you just like, this is also one of the things Ubisoft has with their hard modes. The Ubisoft's hard mode is just like, let's add so much bullshit, but also mix with some good stuff in there. Because there are some good stuff in the hard difficulty. But I'm be honest, Ubisoft's difficulty is just like, let's add a lot of bullshit to it. Alright, the DLC, I haven't played much of the DLC. I'll just probably do separate videos on it if you guys really want that one, or like this video does well. I'll do a video on the DLCs, but from what I've heard, it's actually really good, which really shows having a single pro tag actually is better than having, oh, nobody's the pro tag. You can use whoever. And also you do unlock characters to play with like the season pass or like any of the DLCs you get. So there's that. That's a nice addition. Ah, yes, this game's story. I'll be honest, it's really not that good for a very specific reason. Wonder what that could be.
Yes, the play as anyone feature. Surely one of the best features coming to gaming, guys. Surely won't fuck up our story because it's disjointed and we don't have a specific person to root for. It's just pick up anybody and go through the story. They all have the same fucking lines. The story surely won't be fucking bad.
There's a few things in the story that makes it a bit more like good. You know, there's Bagley, which is this character is really he's funny at times. He has a nice charm to it. It really shows that having a character that isn't just anybody is good for a story and telling that story. And there's something that happens to him closer to the end of the game, and it's just like, okay, you piqued my interest, and then they just decide to just give up on it. I'm gonna say what that is in like the next 5 seconds, so I'll put a timestamp right there, and you just skip to that if you don't want to hear it. Okay, ready? You sure? Cool. Bagley dead, but not really. He's back, and it's just like, oh damn, he's gonna actually sacrifice himself. Just kidding, guys. Fake out. He's here. Let's get a Legion Part 2. And it's just like, I'm kind of glad that he's back now, but also at the same time, it's been such at least like a nice send off or like a lasting impression that oh damn, one of the few characters that's good in this game is gone. But no, they just do the good old fake out death. Ha ha ha. But the go figures, of course they want to keep the only one. Of course they want to keep one of the few characters in this game that's really good, excluding DLC, to still be in the game. Yay. Overall, the story is really not anything crazy. Suffers a bit more because you play as anyone, which is annoying. And one of the highlights for me playing back through this game is like using the DLC characters and hearing their voice lines. To then just found out that oh, anybody you recruit, Wrench just calls him. Wrench just says, "Hey yo, I see your profile and do some weird shit," and it's not actually just this one character that Wrench is like, "Oh damn, you use some weird shit, bro. I like your style." A little bit of letdown, but it's Ubisoft expected, I guess. They're not gonna add multiple lines for a DLC character to talk in like the early missions, so it's whatever. But yeah, they really missed opportunity with the story. Could have gone a lot more better if they just had a single character be the main protag. But of course, we're in a Ubisoft game, so I can't even enjoy that, because like I said earlier in this video, Wrench uses the same voice line for everyone he recruits. You're into some weird shit. I like it there, pal. Now, it could totally be like a second one in there, but Ubisoft decided to play the same thing multiple times for me, so like you're gonna add in DLC characters with the story, but you're not gonna add at least 5 different lines of them recruiting someone. You just look and be like, let's make this one unique, let's make that one slightly unique, then let's reuse it, and we keep on reusing. Like, really, Ubisoft? It's a shame, man. It's a shame. So, Watch Dogs Legion. Is it a good game? It's okay. Not really worth full price. It's a shit Watch Dogs game. It's a pretty mid game. Watch Dogs 1, really great. The advertising was just shit because Ubisoft's like, my game looks like this, but when you play it, it looks like this. Watch Dogs 2 is a little bit of a change up, but overall, it's a really good game, surprisingly. Great world, such great things. Weapon customization, weapon variety. Right, nice. Legion comes around and it's like their unwanted cousin you don't want via marriage. Legion probably would have worked better as like a spin-off title, I'll be honest. And also, yes, I can see the giant elephant of the store page. That's for another time. But if it's Legion's on sale, if it's on sale, you can get it. It's probably going on sale for like $10 or $12, and it's via that one is a good pickup. Just enjoy your time. Be sure to know you're probably gonna experience some sort of like stupid shit or like bugs. If you really want to experience a hard difficulty, just play on the difficulty before resistance mode. Then you can have permadeath turned on, because resistance mode is just like a retarded game mode, and it's really not worth it compared to like the hard difficulty before that. So yeah, that's Watch Dogs Legion, the game that killed the Watch Dogs series.